I know it's frowned upon by some people, but working with brands, getting some freebies, concentrate on social media, speak to a few brands, get a few little deals, and your life will become a little bit more comfortable.
If someone's stripping cable, he's got 2 million views.
I got 30 million off stripping. We'll get 2.5.
Oh, you're not one of those guys that throw numbers around.
Oh, mate, guess how many likes it's got?
Oh, don't be that guy.
1 million likes.
Don't be that guy.
I'm proud of that, mate.
Don't be that
It's the only
guy.
one.
Be proud. Be proud.
Since.
Yeah, so you've had one viral one and that's it. I don't go around knocking on doors going, oh, do you want to work with me? Other people do it.
I've done that.
You know, if that's for them, that's fine.
People slack you off because they can see you advertising something. If I'm fitting a twin socket and this guy goes, I'll give you all the twin sockets for that house job you've got there for free, I'm not going to go, no, I don't want free stuff.
What if they're crap sockets?
That's a very good point.
There's a big thing at the moment where I hate it. People putting content out there showing... Right then, new Trade Legends podcast, Friday night. We have got 3 new guests, but 2 companies. We have got James from Live Sparks. We've got Josh and Ed from Green Cable UK.
Hello.
So we've got two different companies, but relevant to both. Myself being a plumber, James being an electrician, and you boys are in the scrap game. So you appeal to quite a lot of different trades because there's so much, scrap, i.e. metal and all that sort of stuff. So we're going to get onto that. We've also got James, who your story is quite interesting because you've only recently started your own company up in the last month or so, did you say?
Yeah, a month. I've been on my own for a month now.
Yeah.
I've been working for a company for 10 years. And
So it's an interesting little thing because there's a lot of people out there that are thinking the way the economy's going and all that sort of stuff, people are thinking of setting their own businesses up. Your business is 3 years?
4 years now.
4 years old. You're a month, 2 months into your business.
I'm basically just
a babby.
Yeah, that's
just
it,
a
mate.
babby.
Fresh.
So I think this episode is going to be really good. But before we get on with it, I'm going to ask everyone who's listening, watching, hit the like button, get subscribed to the Trade Legends channel. If you listen on Spotify, hit the follow button. If you listen on YouTube, get in the comments. Comment about the episode we're going to bring you. Drop in there. We're going to go through things like the prices of scrap. I hope these boys have done their own work because I'm got some numbers and figures here. Everyone loves a figure. Price per kilo for scrap stuff. You should be on the ball with that. So we're going to go through that. So yeah, get in the comments. Let us know what you think of the episode. Let us know who you want on the podcast in upcoming podcasts that we're going to get recorded. So let's get into it. Who should we start with? We'll start with you, James.
Sound?
So we're going to start with you and Live Sparks. Live Sparks on social media.
Yep.
You've worked, I'm just going to give a quick brief summary of what we spoke about. You worked for a company for 10 years and then in the last month or so you've gone out on your own. But prior to that, you must have obviously done a few other jobs. So give us lead us into how you started to become an electrician originally and then go through that. I know you've done site work and then up to where you're at now.
I started off as a epos engineer, so I used to install tills and stuff that used to get served on in grocery stores or pubs.
Is this straight from school?
First job. I went to college for 6 months and just thought I've had enough of this.
Doing what?
Get a job. I can't even remember what I chose. Messing around.
Right.
Messing around.
So it weren't electrics, it weren't anything like that?
No, I just remember going into a maths lesson for college and they were like, get your protractors out, and I know I ain't got one. And I walked out and that was it. I said to my dad, I've got to get a job. I can't. Once you don't have to go, it's like, So when I got a job doing epos, but I've always been quite good on computers and stuff. Like back in the day when computers were hard, everyone can use a computer now, but back in the day it was like, oh my God, he knows how to use a computer.
Right.
So I went straight into someone's role as like the manager of like EPOS installations and did quite well.
What's EPOS stand for? Do we know?
Electronic point of sale.
Okay.
So it's just
for all tradesmen out there.
It's all touch screens
what's
now.
EPOS?
Yeah.
Even Ed was like, what's EPOS?
Yeah, so it's like it's all touch screens now, but back when I started, it was touch screens were brand new. You know what I mean? And pubs and that. So I used to go into like pubs in town and install the tills. Did that for a bit. I said to you earlier on, I'm unemployable, so I just got fed up with that job and left. Just rang them, so I'm not coming back. That's come and pick the laptop up and have. I just had enough.
Just had enough for one day. That was it.
I think it's a bit of mental health, like just weird. I've had enough of this. Yeah. Moved on. So then I was jobless for a bit. Then I worked
Between jobs.
Worked at the Birmingham Mail selling advertising. Got sacked from that.
Complete contrast to.
It was it's the first job I got offered, or someone said they could get me in. So I went, go on then. Selling advertising on the phone. So I was doing that
What was you selling? Anything?
The Birmingham Mail. So it was advertising spaces for truck. I probably rang you. Do you want an advert?
No thanks, James, I'm good.
Well, this is why I got sacked, because what I used to do is I used to write the credit card details down. And when they said to me, not this week, mate, I ain't got your details, I'd go, don't worry, I've got them here.
So you was out buying a load of gear for yourself.
Well, that's why they said that, but I wasn't. It was just so I
That
could
must
get my
have been
bonus.
like before GDPR stuff and that then.
Yeah, what's that?
Yeah, it was then.
That's your answer.
Yeah, so I had a few arguments. Like I say, unemployable. I wouldn't took my shirt in the office. I'm on minimum wage, and they want me to dress like James Bond to work. So I'm like, it doesn't justify this.
Are you quite argumentative then?
If someone says something I don't like, I'll
tuck
speak
your
up.
shirt in?
Yeah. So the MD of the director of the Birmingham Mail, this lady, she said to me, "Can you tuck your shirt in?" I went, "No." And that's it. Why? I'm on the phone. No one can see me. Well, what's that got to do with you? And then a month later, I was sacked.
Funny that.
Loads of stuff come up about me apparently. But after that, then my brother owned a taxi company on Castle Vale Estate, and did quite well. So I was an operator. But he was an electrician before that on new builds. He left his electrical job to start a taxi business, and he did quite well. He had a partner who was an ex-football player, so they did really well. And I was the operator on there, just dispatching taxis. And then when he sold it, he's going to go back on the tools, just come with me. So I was 26 or 27, and I literally was on £190 a week as an apprentice at 27 and doing 1 day a week college.
Right.
And then a year later...
So you went straight from the taxis into that then?
Straight from that onto site. Never been on a building site in my life. Straight onto site. I worked free for about 6 weeks.
You can leave your shirt untucked on a building site.
Yeah, there you go, yeah.
You was all right.
Well, you don't even have to wear clothes, do you? You just let anyone litter.
Depends what sort of site you're on.
So, I was on site, worked for free for a bit. Then the gaffer was like, OK, we'll take him on. And within a year of my brother showing me this how easy new builds are, I was like, I'm quite, so I just picked it up quick. I had my own site within like a year.
What about your training for this then?
I just learnt it off my brother. I was going to college, so I wasn't qualified.
Right.
But it was literally, I was wiring houses better than people that have been doing it 10 years because I just picked it up. I don't know.
So did you not do the college route then?
Yeah, I'm qualified now. I was doing 1 day a week. So I had my own site. I was doing 4 days a week on site, and then 1 day a week going to college. Right. And then 4 years later, COVID hit then around 4 or 5 years later, something like that. Timelines might be off by a year there, but my AM2 was during COVID, and I got COVID the day before. I was due to take my AM2, and I had to ring them and say I need to rebook it because I was on the floor in my mum's house going, I'm dying.
So to this point then, was you just doing house bashing then?
That's all I've ever done.
Right, okay.
I've done the odd, bit of foreigner work and normal domestic and rewires for people, but as for just my electrical career, it's all been house bashing, and I was good at it.
What sites were they on then? Like Taylor Wimpey's and stuff like that?
I've done Taylor Wimpey and Bellways. And people always... I've seen a post the other day about how bad new build work is, but my company that I work for, brilliant, mate.
A lot of people cut the teeth. A lot of tradespeople will cut the teeth on new builds. I did 28, 30 years ago, 28 years ago, I cut my teeth, we were saying just before we come in here, on new builds. But that was the time when we got price work. I was working for a company, but they put us on price work. We were knocking 3 houses out a week, carcassing it, first fixing it. Then the companies are seeing that you're earning, they're paying you X amount. They're giving you good money because you're grafting and getting it in. Then they go, well, hang on, let's get them back in, offer them just a normal salary, and wondering why we're only doing 1 a week instead of 3.
Did you get much scrap off that?
No, because it was actual pinpoint to the point, to the millimetre. Because I remember the gaffer used to always be, get them bends in the right place because they're going to fit and this, that, and the other. So he was always on the scrap.
None of the lads taking off some of the
I've seen.
The 3 metre length couple
we'll
shoes.
get onto it. I've seen some shocking things leading into Christmas, working for companies for the scrap. But don't let me forget that because that is a cracker.
I've seen it as well.
But like that on your side of it, doing house bashing, scrap wise, which ties into the boys.
I used about a year and a half after I was still an apprentice myself. I was on my own. I then had an apprentice because I was good at it. So I was showing another lad how to, and I used to give the apprentice the tap. I never used to collect it. I used to let him have it, top his wages up, even though mine weren't that best anyway. But that's new build. Like I said, at my quality of work was brilliant for new builds. That's
so was you always with the same company for 10 years?
Yeah, 10 years from being never been on site to literally the highest paid member of the staff apparently.
Right. Above the CEO.
Well, I tried to become CEO, but he turned that off and down.
So you did 10 years with that company then, and then what's the transition into 2 months ago? Was it?
Yeah.
Was it the start of the year?
About 6 weeks ago. It's to be fair, 5 years into being on site, I thought, bloody hell, this is fucking a graft.
Yeah.
And every now and again around Christmas time, the same feelings, bit of stress, bit of depression, like fucking hell, this is a nightmare. And what used to get to me is, I used to be like, do normal people know how much hard work this is? Is everyone else back in bits and knees feel like they're fucking bending backwards? And you know what I mean? Does everyone else cry in the morning when they wake up? Because I used to wake up in the morning and I'd just be stiff. I was only 30 and I was just butchered. And I thought, the money's okay.
Do you still feel like that?
No, mate. I literally, have you heard of plantar fasciitis on your heel?
That's a flower, isn't it?
Maybe.
Sure, my missus got them in the
There's
garden.
probably one that's closed, yeah?
Yeah.
It's basically your heel is injured.
Right.
I've had that for the last year and a half. I couldn't get rid of it. I've tried insoles. I've tried different remedies, right? I've been off site for 6 weeks and it's gone. So it just shows you how much deterioration. And because it's new builds, there's never a break. You try and get a break, but it's like, if you're there, you've got something to do because you're earning someone money. And that's what, in the end, it was that got to me. I got to site the one day and I was just like, I've had enough. I can't. The plumber had just took up all the main runs.
Standard. You got to get in there before us, man.
Yeah, we were not allowed. We electricians are last in.
It is like prime real estate. I did a YouTube video a couple of years ago and I was in a barn renovation and went head to head with the Sparkies, and it is prime real estate. Those pipe runs or cable runs in this was a barn, so it's slightly different. But yeah, if the Sparky's in there and he's took up where we need to go, everyone's regulated by where they can put holes in joists and that. But my argument to you boys is you can move your cables about. Our pipes, if they're not straight, it's an absolute nightmare.
I get that, but it's plastic now, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is look, copper, I can understand that. You know what I mean? It's difficult, especially the gas. And the gas is always out the way anyway. But when it's a main run, and we've got, say if it's a front to back house, and there's switches all the way in the same run, and you've put your pipes there, I've now got to do 30 cables, every one a foot and a half to the left, a foot and a half to the left, a foot and a half, and it's just because you could have just done your 6 pipes. You've got 6 pipes that need to go up to the valves. Yeah. You could have just done your pipes a bit longer. It's one cut. I've got to clip all this, loads of 2 ways.
Think of the scrap though against these boys. Let's short a bit of copper, mate.
Yeah. I've seen some scrap.
Just because you Sparkies have got to put a few more clips up, you start mining.
I've seen plumbers bending fresh pipes.
Yeah. They don't even bend them in. They bring in bundles and bundles and bundles.
Unbelievable.
It's savage, isn't it? Savage. So you've done your 10 years there or so.
Yeah.
You must have had good times doing that though. Especially the banter on site. I know doing site work, it's great.
Yeah, I've had brilliant times in the summer, tunes blasting. My early content on my page, you see, tunes are on, blasting and wiring houses. They used to get the better views, to be honest, because it was just me. I loved it. But then as soon as the weather changes, the dark nights come, it's pitch black, it's like all of a sudden the fun's gone. Yeah. And every year you used to convince yourself, oh, it's Christmas soon, 2 weeks off, it's Christmas soon. And that thought there's all that'd get me through. And then after Christmas this year, I was like...
Nights will get lighter too.
Yeah. But this time, it just the depression got to me too early. It was like, I've had enough.
Are you wasting time? I think that some of you probably are, and I have a solution for you. Nobody wants to do any type of admin. Now, I have a solution for you, and it is called Tradify. It's a fully automated job scheduling, invoicing, and quoting all in one place. Now, that software is going to save you 12 hours a week, and all by using a simple software solution. Now, you can try it for 2 weeks, absolutely free, no cards needed, and you'll even get support in person from Tradify themselves. Now, when you're done, you can always come back to me and thank me, but just enjoy the extra 12 hours that you're going to gain from just using the software.
I rang my gaffer. I'm like, I've had enough. I rang my dad. Dad picked me up. What? I've had enough of this. Left my van with the apprentice and said...
Was the depression side of it then what signed the deal for you for leaving then? Have you suffered with it before?
I don't like saying the word depression, but that's what it was. I'm not depressed. I'm one of them people. I'm headstrong. So if I feel like I'm a bit... I'll go, fuck me, there's kids out there that ain't got no food. You know what I mean? I can quickly humble myself and go, I've got a good life. And I can do that but with that job, it was never going away. So the only correction was to leave it. And that's what I did. It was like, for years, I just thought I was stuck in it. And I don't know why. And I was like, well, I can always... Someone said a quote to me, or I've heard it on somewhere. I've used it a few times. It's never too late to start a 9 to 5. So at any point in your life, you can go and get a job. Yeah. Go back on site tomorrow. So my
Can
role
stack shelves if you need to.
That's what I said to my apprentice. I would rather go and stack shelves in Aldi than bust my back in here with breathing in dust, lungs, fucking back aching. I can go and fucking, I'd do anything. I'd go dig a hole. Do you know, dig a hole? There's less pressure digging a hole. You know what I mean? It's just digging a hole. I ain't got to worry about this regulation, that regulation.
Do you think it's like burnout? I know how hard,
100%.
even 20 years ago, I know how hard site work was. I haven't been on at a proper site for a good 15 years. So just going with what you said, you wake up in the morning aching and this, that and the other. Do you think there's an element of burnout because of the pressure that the company or the site, you know, you've got to hit certain quotas?
Yeah.
Do you think that's part of it?
My gaffer, he was sound. He was a businessman, and you know his business is still going. But at the end of the day, I know he needs production. There's a van to pay for, my apprentice to pay for, there's me to pay for, the bills. That pressure is second hand onto me. Even though I shouldn't feel it, I felt it. And it's in the end, it's like you're just working for someone else. I got to keep. I need to keep the production going, and it's just I see other people do it, and that's. The worst thing about site mentality is the fact that you'll always have someone, just fucking crack on with it, yeah, what you're moaning about, and it will keep you going for another 2 days, and then someone else, you fucking just get it done, let's get in and get it done. That'll keep you going for 10 years, but it's just not helping your mental state of mind, because deep down you're thinking, I don't want to be here.
I always thought
Why can't I try something else?
thought site work was very much like factory work for a tradesman.
Yeah.
It's repetitive. Those houses, you go to a new site, and we were saying earlier, it's probably 6 different layouts to the houses within that one 300 house site. So unless you're doing any variety of them 6, it's just that constant chain reaction every week or every.
I used to.
it's repeat, isn't
I
it?
could go in houses and not even look at a drawing.
It's not.
Could just
You're not
wire it.
using your brain, are you?
Yeah, I could just wire the house. In the later years, it was a lot more regulation, stringent on quality of work. That's what I was saying, that the bad rep new builds get. We were that governed and had to, the last day, I'd gone in there, the plumber was shit. The carpentry, the fucking door header was hanging off. I looked at it, but as I walked into the plot, the agent just said to me, "Can you make this a neat one, because it's been marked?" And I thought, fuck it now.
That sums up
I've got to polish
site
your turd now, do you know what I mean? And I thought, and I understand his point of view, but have you said it to anyone else?
Yeah.
What? And he wants my noggins straighter than the door frames. He's like, no.
So where was that point then? Tail end of last year, where because starting a new business, it doesn't happen overnight. You've got to sort of wean your way.
Well, when you word it like that, starting a new business, I'm not seeing it as that. I'm seeing it as I'm a one-man band, and I'm just literally quit my job. I haven't even got a van. And luckily, I've got some good friends that own quite a large rental company for vans. So when I need a van, I just go and get a van off them. So this week, I've had their
Have you still not got a van now?
I haven't got a van,
Okay.
mate. I could get one. I'd get one on finance or use a bit of money, but I don't. I can get a van. They help me out, give me a cheap rate. So when I've got work, like this week, I've done 3 days' work. Just simply always lazy. But today, I went and quoted a job. Yesterday, I quoted a job. So it's work, isn't it? When you work for yourself. Exactly.
People see going around quoting for stuff as you're not working. You are.
Yeah.
You know, you boys will be sat in your offices doing paperwork and logistics stuff, especially because you're a nationwide brand. That is still working. But and for us as tradesmen, say I leave, I've done it before. I've left here at 7:30 at night and gone and quoted a job.
Yep.
And my missus is like, "You're not home till 9. I'm working."
That's
I'm
next
still
week's work,
working.
innit? Or that's a month's time's work.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying that, though. I'm enjoying the setup, because that's my break period. I don't see that as work.
But
I
you
see it as
haven't-
enjoyment, because I'm just chilling.
You've never done that before, though, have
No.
you? So is all this completely new and winging it in a way?
I've been part of. I am a director of a company that's got like rentals and stuff, like house rentals. But I've never ran a business or quoted jobs and interacted with customers. So I've had tenants and stuff like that. But when it comes to running a business, that's why. My dad owned a chip shop for 20 years. My brother's owned a taxi rank, so it's in me. I'm aware of how business is run, but I'm not seeing it as the pressure of that. I'm seeing it as all I've got to do. Whatever way I see it as a goal, if I can cover what I was earning on site in a week and do it in 2 days, I'm winning. And if I can get the next 4 weeks' works already covered in my head, that's why I'm already like 4 weeks ahead straight away. I've only been. My first job was last week.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So even though I was ill for 2 weeks the other week. I was like, I think it was COVID, but. Yeah, I've come straight into
COVID still a thing, is it?
Whatever it is, yeah.
It's just a cold, isn't it?
Knocked me off my arse. Honestly, mate, I was ill.
Man flu.
Yeah, definitely, mate. It was something else. I was zonked.
Yeah.
Really drained me. I couldn't walk up the stairs. You can still hear it in me now a little bit, but That's 3 weeks later. But yeah, I was ill. So I literally give my van back and I was ill for 2 weeks. But
in theory, then working on that, you are only like 3 weeks deep into
if that fresh as a daisy, mate, and I'm enjoying it. And another big thing is social media. It's like a support blanket because I know it's frowned upon by some people, but working with brands, getting some freebies, getting some perks, making my life so much easier. And that's why I think anyone should do it. If you've got a company, concentrate on social media, speak to a few brands, get a few little deals, and your life will become a little bit more comfortable. And it works for both parties perfectly. There's nothing wrong with it. Some people slate it. Oh, you're getting freebies, you're advertising that. Yeah.
How long have you been doing the social media for?
I started the end of last May. So, what's that now? 10 months, something like that. About 10 months, yeah. Fresh, 10 months.
I didn't realise you're only so fresh going into it yourself.
Yeah, mate. Social media, I was on it on a personal page, but soon as I started the Live Sparks thing, it was just me, glasses on, working. Brilliant, loved it. Just got loads of traction. It happens, doesn't it? Sometimes you get it.
Being authentic, isn't it? We were speaking earlier.
Yeah.
Obviously now,
being normal. It's,
people
want to see.
People will buy into you on social media, and you can do certain things within social media where it will push your page massively, and you'll get massive followers.
Yeah.
You'll do something else. It depends how you want to build your platforms. I've got to be really careful how I word this now, because you upset so many people saying certain things about how channels are grown and how platforms are grown. I personally like things to just evolve naturally as they do, and brands will come to you. I've never gone to a brand and said, I want to work with you, because that's me personally. I like it when a brand comes and wants to work with me. I don't go around knocking on doors going, oh, do you want to work with me? Other people do it.
I've done that.
You know, if that's for them, that's fine. At the end of the day, go and do what you do. I personally like it when a brand will come to you and go, we've seen what you do, we like what you do, as opposed to the other side of it. But it's interesting if you've done that. Why have you done that?
What I did was, because I got to a position with with Instagram. Yeah, I got TikTok and Facebook, but it's mainly because I got to a position quite quickly. I found myself there rapid, and I didn't realise it was abnormal. Everyone was going to me, I was buying followers, which I hadn't. It was all this and that. I was like, what? Whatever. And I seen everyone else had these brand deals. Oh, I want some of that. And because I was so fresh, brands were a bit
naive to it.
Yeah, I was very naive. 100% naive to all the plonkers on there and the snakes. But it was more brands are not wary of you, but who are you? Do you know what I mean? And I'm all of a sudden popped up out of nowhere. A load of other people are talking shit about you. So you can see, so I was kind of like, I wanted to put myself to brands as if I'm a decent guy. I want to do work. I want to work with you. I'm not one of these people that's going to pretend to have brand deals. People slate you off because they can see you advertising something. If I'm fitting a twin socket and this guy goes, I'll give you all the twin sockets for that house job you've got there for free. If you fit, yeah, of course. I'm not going to go, no, I don't want free stuff.
What if they're crap sockets?
That's a very good point. But when you fitted crap sockets for 10 years...
Any socket's good.
Any socket's better. I fitted a lap one the other day and it was like, this is all right, this is. So I find it hard to... People are like, this board, I fitted the shittest... Do you know what I mean? I fitted...
Yeah. I'm just playing devil's advocate now.
I get the point.
I know the game, I know how it is. But it's interesting to hear. And
I've got nothing to hide, mate.
Yeah, you're quite different because you're honestly saying... I think you're probably the first person we've had on here that's openly said, I have approached brands to work with them.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people do and they say they don't. A lot of people won't. I personally haven't.
That's the one. They say they don't and they do.
Yeah, they say they don't approach
they're desperate for it.
And they do.
They see you and they're like, I can't believe you're approaching brands. But then you speak to the brand and they're like, oh yeah. But the fact be lying to me. But the lying bastard.
Name drop.
But the fact that you've openly said that you have approached brands, it's quite refreshing. It's not my way, but I like it, and that's why I'm interested in it.
When I say approach, I haven't gone, please work with me. Obviously, that's the way it might come across. But what it would be, say if I've used certain tools, I've now done a video that's got all these views, tag them and go, have you seen this? Have you seen this? And all of a sudden they're like, oh, brilliant, they like story. And then you go, do you want to do this? And then they send you some free stuff and you go, well, I've had enough free stuff now. Any money? And then all of a sudden it goes on to money. So certain brands pay with free stuff. If I want the free stuff, I'll accept the free stuff. If I don't need any more free stuff, then you can pay me and I'll see what I can do.
This is a massive, you could open a can of worms here. certain people will do content for free stuff. Certain people will do content for to want to look like they're involved with that brand. Other people will get to a stage, and it happens with everyone, where they've got into it to begin with for free stuff. Then they're working with brands and seeing what that brand is getting from them advertising that free stuff. Then it comes the monetary involvement of getting your free stuff and a payment for it. It's the game. It's what everybody does. There's so many people that try to swerve it, but that is the process.
I get paid. There's people out there.
Oh, yeah, I think a lot of content creators do.
Yeah, but the thing is, there's a lot of mediocre. I don't know how to word this without saying like a knob. You know, like middle range influencers. I think they all deserve something because they're all promoting the brands. The brands have got it sound. Is everyone just promoting stuff all the time? And I think that's brilliant for the brands. But people have said to me, "Oh, you're not getting paid yet, are you?" They want to find out.
They want to know.
They jump. They say things in certain ways, and and I've had to say, look, me being nice is you're worth more than that, mate. You're telling me I'm not being paid, but if I told you the truth, you'd like me even less. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Whereas I've liked this person previously, but all of a sudden, because they've noticed a bit of paid and a bit of this and a bit of that.
Oh, I've seen
they've changed. And I'm like, I'm trying to help you by saying you're worth more than that. Don't just do it for free stuff. Yeah. Your content's good. And I'm one of these people. If I seen you advertising something that I thought was... If it was a pile of dog shit, I'd be like, fucking hell, that's rough. What are you advertising that for? But if you're advertising something that people use, like all the tools, you show me shit tools, you know what I mean? We're the brilliant tools, tool bags, brilliant bags, you know what I mean? They're not shit. So if I seen you advertising a bag, I'm going to go, oh, he's advertising bags. I want to go fair play to him. And that's to anyone on social media. I'm going to look at you and go, fair play to you.
There's too many people out there that aren't happy for other people. Yeah. But that's in life, I think.
100%.
I like to surround myself with people that go...
Jealous.
Yeah. I like to surround myself with people that go, well, if you've done something, say you bought a new car or whatever, well done. That's a really nice car. They won't go, I don't want to be around the people that go, oh, nice car. Have you seen what he's bought? He must be financed up to the hilt for that. Be around people that appreciate everything that you do.
But social media amplifies that.
Social media, it can chew you up. It can chew you up and spit you out. You can become a really view-hungry person and number watching. There's so many people out there that will do anything. There's a big thing at the moment where, and it's the bugbear, I fucking hate it, people putting content out there showing shit work or the wrong way to do things just for clicks. There's so many people that do it.
I've done it, but unintentionally. It's just my work.
But there is people that do it. They go, that is the wrong way of doing it, or they will do a job that rough.
Rage bait. That's what they call it.
Rage bait. They'll do it that rough that people will click on it and then get in the comments going, that's fucking rough, because while that video's running, you're replying to it and it's just getting your clicks and your views up. I could not sit there and put content out that I know is wrong, shit, properly rough, just for views. But so many people are out there doing it.
I did that unintentionally. There was things, because I was fresh to it, everyone jumped on me. So that's why I did so well, because it was like house bashing. I was the first proper smashing it in. My work's all to regulation, all fine, no problems, but comments. They've never seen it done like that, so it worked. That's what boosted me, mate.